And welcome back everyone to Nighttime Developments, and this is actually part 24 of my 2025 FPS tutorial series. And in this video we're going to be implementing a game mode system. So as you can see here, I have my game mode on the top middle, it says Team Deathmatch. I have the team scores, as well as on the top right you can see my player stats, which will just say kills, death, assists, and scores for every single player. So as you can see here, my blue teams actually spawn on the blue spawn, my red team spawn on the red spawn, and I can actually go ahead and kill a red player. Once I do that, you will see a kill feed behind the stats menu. I'm still working on the cosmetics of it, but basically if I go ahead and shoot, as you can see here, it says player 1 killed player 2. I also got a kill in my stats board as well as a score, and the red team player got a death on their score. This game also has, the system also has a assist. So to do that, let's say I'm Blue's teammate, I go ahead and walk over here, I go ahead and injure the red player, but I'm the teammate actually finished him off. As you can see here, player 1 got a kill, then his teammate got an assist, a score for the assist, and player red got another death. Then I currently have the limit for kills for death mode set to 3, so if I go ahead and kill him one more time and reach the limit, that will go ahead and end the game and see which team actually won. So as you can see here, blue team won since they reached the limit for the kills, and you see the game mode ends, the stats board resets, so I have an intermission. I also will go ahead and have the game actually select the mode, which I currently have as Team Deathmatch, which got selected, as well as is going to later on select a map. For now, the map system doesn't really work just because I didn't get to that part yet for the video. But the game mode system works. As you can see, the game will start in 4 to 5 seconds. And boom, yeah, it will reset. The timer will reset for the mode, and we can continue playing. So yeah, super cool and easy tutorial, super important for your game. Thank you so much to Xerda for inspiring this video and providing the base code, as well as thank you so much to my channel supporters who either purchase Discord Premium to have complete access to all of the game files, or people who super thank underneath my videos. So thanks to those, and let's go ahead and get into the video. And first of all, we're going to go ahead and go to my Discord server. This is either linked in the description below this video, or if you're already part of my server, you would go to FPS 2025 Video 24 Game Mode System. And you should see a couple of scripts, a couple of files. This is all we're going to use to actually add the game mode system to our Roblox FPS game. And as pretty much for the last 15 of my tutorial videos, we're going to start off with our framework client. So as you can see here, it's at the very top. Go ahead and open it up, select the entire script. Make sure to not accidentally select this or something that is in the script or miss any of the bottom ends. So once you select the whole thing, go ahead and copy it, go back to your game, and you can use a shortcut Control-A to select the entire script. Go ahead and delete it, but before you do it, I would highly recommend making a copy either of your entire game folder or of at least the scripts, just in case you mess up something, you can always go back to a working version. So once you have that in your save, go ahead and delete the old script and paste in the new one. And since this is the same process we did for like the last 15 videos, all you really have to do is just swap in your gun names, your walk speeds, and that should be it. There is one thing I want to quickly mention, is that if you go to where we do our bobbing or like head motion, which should be around, I think lines like, was it like 800? Yeah, right here. I changed one important thing. Basically, in the past, when you aim and walk sideways, your gun used to kind of shake a lot, which made it hard to aim. And we fixed it by, see, I added here, and is aiming false. So basically now, if you're aiming, this will go to else and it won't bob. I also changed some of the values. Basically, now if you're aiming, your gun won't shake as much and will only move a little bit up and down. I did mention this in the intro to the video, so this is just a quick fix to that issue. And then everything else is pretty much the same. I did add a couple of other things for our actual death and kill register system, but you can go through the script if you want, but I'm just not going to waste the time on it right now. Okay, now second, what do we have? We have a framework server. And this is actually going to be a bit of a different process than my other videos, since instead of doing a script, I actually did a file because I added a couple of other things. So if you go ahead and click download on this, go to your game and open up your files, you should see a right here, a framework server.rbxm. So now if you go ahead and actually drag this into your game, you should see it appear somewhere in your workspace. If you open this up, you should see that the framework server actually has two more module scripts in it. One of them is the game mode system and the other is the map system. So first of all, I want you to actually put this into the right place, and that's going to sit in our server script service. So you can go ahead and actually, I would recommend just disabling it for now, just in case it doesn't work for you or you'll have some issues, or at least making a copy of it. But since I already did this game, I'm just going to quickly delete it since I'm not going to use it anymore. Now I'm going to take the imported script, quickly drag it down to my server script service. And as you can see now, there is 3 scripts, and I'm going to quickly go over this. Basically, what changed in the framework server is I did add a bunch of kill scores, death scores, assist scores, and just normal scores. Basically, this will just keep track of all the kills, assists on the server, which will just allow players to actually enjoy the game. So if you actually look over here, our kills will give 50 score or 25 score for assists. You could edit this to whatever values you want. If you want a kill to be like 100 points and then assist like 50 points or whatever, you can edit those values right here. And then the rest just kind of runs the server. I'm pretty sure that's about the same. That's the grenades. Oh, also right here, you can kind of see the beginning. So when the game starts, our blue team and red team totals all reset to 0, basically just setting our game to nothing. You could add more teams if you wanted to. That would happen here, but I wouldn't before I actually finish the series. Now, this is actually the important part. Our game mode system. So this one here. This actually controls the game modes. So far, for this video, we're only going to have deathmatch, just because it takes a lot of time and I didn't want to squeeze in a bunch of game modes into one video. This is team deathmatch. This is going to be capture the flag, and I am going to add a free-for-all after. But for now, basically, if you want to edit your game mode, it would happen here. So your time limit is 600 or 10 minutes because 60 seconds is obviously 1 minute. So if you wanted like a 5-minute round, you change this to 300. And then kill limit is actually what you will edit. I have it set to 1 just because when I'm testing the game, I obviously don't want to play until I have 20 kills just to see the win menu. And I will kind of talk more on it after I actually add the menu into the game. And that will happen in this video just later on. And score limit. So you can either do a score limit. So if your score limit's like 100, then like 1,000, that's like 20 kills, I think. It will stop at 20 kills. Or for team deathmatches, let's say you want to set it to 100 kills, whichever team gets there first is the team that's gonna win. So basically, this is team scores. So I'm gonna leave it at 1, but if you want a match to end after 100 kills, you would set it to 100 or whatever number you want. And then we're gonna quickly go over map system. I haven't finished the map system yet because it's going to be a separate video, but this is going to be the base, so it is important to have this in your game now. Basically, this will just control our maps. So obviously you can select game modes or have them selected randomly, and you're going to have maps that either select yourself or select it randomly, and it will just spawn players into different maps with different spawns. And this is just the system for selecting that. I'm going to go ahead and actually close the server script since I'm not going to do anything to them for now. And next we have, let's see, character script. So if you go ahead and expand this, go ahead and again copy the entire thing. Make sure to not copy this or miss anything. Go ahead and copy it. Go back to your game, and I think that was in starter player. So starter character scripts, character. Go ahead and open this up. Take this code here and delete it, and go ahead and paste in the new one. Basically, this is just our character settings. The reason I made you guys repaste it is because I changed the way lerping works, because I didn't like how bobbing was like weirdly wavy. Basically, all you have to really worry about is your walk speed and sprint speed. Make sure it is set to whatever you want for walking and sprinting to be. Just make sure that it matches the values in your framework client. So I think the bobbing was like somewhere around lines 800 right here. Make sure 17 and 30 here matches the 17 and 30 here. Also in your character, match the walk speed, but I went over that before, so I won't really waste the time there either. You can go ahead and close the character one, and then for the next we have, what do we have? Starter GUIs. Then we have replicated storage GUIs, teams, and team spawns. So go ahead and actually download each one of these. Now, if we go back to our game here, make sure you're on the actual game and not in one of the scripts. Open up your files, and you should see those appear in your downloads. So I'm going to start off with Starter GUI since that's the thing at the top. I'm going to take it, drag it into my game. If I go back, I should see these three appear: game mode, windscreen blue, and windscreen red. I'm going to drag these into the Starter GUI and then into the HUD. Make sure to not mess it up. It has to be under the HUD. Now I'm going to go to view and set the UI visibility to true. And for now, I'm going to just disable the menu. Make sure to not forget to enable it after you're done. And you should see a waiting for match end to appear. I am going to go over how to edit this and customize it at the end of the video. But for now, as long as this shows up, you're in the right place. And I'm going to enable the menu again just to not get any bugs. I'm going to turn the UI visibility off and move on to the next one, which was the replicated storage GUI. I'm going to take it, drag it into my game, go back, and you should see a text kill appear in your workspace. And this is going to go into your replicated storage and then into your GUI folder. You should have this from your previous tutorial videos, as long as you didn't skip anything. And basically what that is just going to be a line of UI text that's going to say like player 1 killed player 2, or like player died or something. It's going to be in our actual kill feed. So I'm going to go ahead and close those for now. And what do we have next? We had teams and team spawns. Okay. So again, in your folders, you should see teams and team spawns. I'm going to drag in teams, and you should see mine actually already pasted into the teams folder. You should see a blue and a red team. If yours pastes into the workspace, just drag them into wherever this teams folder is. You should see blue and you should see red, and you can change the colors right here if you want. For example, like green and orange or whatever, you will change it down here. And then we're going to do spawns. So if I once again go to my folder, team spawns, drag it into the game. As you can see, you should have these two spawns, a red and a blue, appear. The most important part is make sure that the blue spawn, right? If you click on it, if you scroll down to where it says teams, it has to have the same exact color. So if your team right here, in blue, you have it set to really blue, the character must be the same exact color as the spawn, because it's going to actually, where did I put it? It's actually going to group it with the same color spawns. If you click this, it will just spawn you randomly on any spawn, but if you turn this off, it will spawn you exactly on the same team color spawn as the one that your team is. I hope that makes sense. Basically now, I did insert a map into my game, so you can actually get the same one by searching something like FPS map in your toolbox and then look through the maps and whatever you like. I like this one, I inserted it. I'm going to go ahead and take my spawns, so I'm going to select them, throw them into the map, just go over here, and I'm going to put my red spawn here, and then my blue spawn here, just to test it out later. And that's basically it. I would recommend putting them into your map, so I'm going to take my red spawn, my blue spawn, my red spawn, and throw them into the map. And For now, I would recommend naming it map 1, since the way our map system is going to work later is going to search for map 1 or map 2 or the name of the map, but I'll kind of explain it better later on. Just group it as one object, I guess. And if you do have a spawn that is just like a gray spawn, I would recommend disabling it. So if you scroll down, I will gonna go ahead and disable, just because sometimes you'll get a bug where your team players will actually spawn on your random spawn. So I'm gonna just turn that off for now. And then what else do we have? So we're done with those files. We have a script for module add-ons. And this is actually where you have to pay attention super closely because I don't want you to mess up. If you go ahead and open it up, you're going to see a line here that says all modules shoot and else, which means this line of code should go into every module script you have. So like rifles, pistols, grenades, knives, this will go everywhere. So if you go ahead and actually copy this line here, go back to my game, go to your, I think that's in replicated storage, go to modules, go to your, I'm going to go to primary, open up my rifle. I'm going to show you how to do this on one of my guns, but you will just do it for everything you have. So as you can see here, it has an aim smooth value. The reason we're changing it is because I've kind of redone how the bobbing works, because I didn't like how like wavy it was and it wasn't really professional. So go ahead and swap it with this new value. And basically, then smaller the value, then less bobbing, then bigger the value, then more bobbing. I'm going to set it super low just because that's how I want it to be. You could customize it, and you would have to do this in every single module script that you have for your primary, your secondary, your grenades, and your knives. If you don't, your bobbing will look really weird. I'm not going to show you how to do it since I have a bunch of models, but you will do it on your own. And then for the second part, this will only go into the guns, so rifles and pistols. You're not going to put this into knives or grenades. Take this here, copy it. Make sure to go from the function settings fire all the way down to end here. Go ahead and copy it. Go to your only the shooting weapons, those models, and search for function setting fire. So you're going to start from here. You're going to scroll down and make sure that you go to this end. Don't accidentally select return settings. You do not want to get rid of that. So you're going to select just this part of code. So all of your weapon settings should stay the same. Nothing should change. And you're going to actually delete it and paste in what you just copied in my Discord server. And as you can see, you're going to see a couple of like vid24 add down or up, and then some changes that I made. This is just marks for me. You don't really have to worry about it. Just make sure the return settings is at the very bottom, and then you have these new lines inserted. Your script should be around like 199 lines long. It doesn't have to be perfectly 199, but it should be something close to that. And I'm going to quickly go over what actually changed is now when you fire, your gun will also shoot a tag. So either an owner or an assist, which just registers on the other player's model, kind of telling the server if you're the guy that actually killed them or you just shot him, and then there's going to be an assist. I will go over this later on, but all you really have to know is it's just for the game mode settings. And then what else do we have to add? Oh, now we're down to our very last one, which is the remote event. You're going to go ahead and actually download this. Go back to your game, go to your files, remote event right here, drag it into your game. You should see it appear right here. It's called killed. And this goes into our replicated storage events. So make sure it's in that place. And this should actually work. I'm going to go ahead and test the game. So the one thing I want you to quickly change before you start is change the kill limit to at least 3, because we don't want to win on the very first kill. And then we are going to test it a bit differently than before. Instead of just clicking play, we're going to go to the test tab. We're going to select 3 players in the clients and servers, and we're going to select the local server. This is just going to run a separate server for our game to kind of imitate the experience people would get playing this on the Roblox platform. So go ahead and click start, and I'm going to quickly adjust these windows that pop up and then show you when it's all done. So as you can see here, I actually went ahead and loaded all of my 3 players in. You can see two of them on the right, and then the big screen's the player 1, I believe. As you can see, my blue player spawned on the blue spawn, my red player spawned on the red spawn. We have this menu in the top right corner. Yours will not be this big. The only reason it's this big on my screen is because I actually zoom in to record my videos for better quality. So this will be just a small menu on your right, and I will also customize it later on. The point is, the players on spawned in, there is a team deathmatch that says it in the middle what game mode it is. It has my scores, which is 0-0, and a timer for 10 minutes or however long you set. If I go ahead and walk over to my red player, as you can see on the bottom left there, the other players can obviously see each other. If I go ahead and kill this guy, as you can see in the menu, player 1 got 1 kill and 50 points of score, as well as the total blue team score went up to 50 since that's what the scoring is. And then my red player went ahead and respawned. So now we're going to test out the assist function. So if I go ahead and actually use my other blue team guy to walk over here and injure the red player, and then his teammate will actually go ahead and finish him off, right? As you can see, blue player 1 now has 2 kills, but player 3, his teammate, has an assist since he assisted and he gets 25 points, and the total team score goes up to 125. Now, if I get my, as you remember, I have a kill limit of 3 if the player gets the third and final kill. Also, just before, I forgot to mention, as you can see on my scoreboard on the top middle, blue team does have 2 because Team Deathmatch records the kills. If I go ahead and get the third and final kill, blue team won, obviously, since they reached the limit of 3 kills. Now, as you can see, after the game is won, as you can see, it says intermission and there's a timer since the game ended. Now the game is going to select its own game mode. We only have deathmatch, so that's what it's going to select. As you can see, game mode selected team deathmatch, and then it's going to select a map. This currently just displays, but it doesn't really do anything since we haven't finished our map changing system. And then it's starting in obviously 10 seconds. So it goes ahead and loads. And boom, we're back to a new round, and all of the scores, as you can see, are reset to zeros. The players are also reset, so we can go ahead and actually play. I will improve the system a lot later on by adding stuff like actual menus, gun selection systems, stores where you can buy stuff, where you can actually make some Robux. Yeah, basically this is our game mode system. One thing I do want to mention before the game ends, your pistols will work, but your knives and grenades will actually make the HUD disappear since we didn't work on them yet, so don't worry about it. I'll fix it in the next video. But all the rifles and shooting weapons should work as long as you finish all the module scripts. It works great. Thank you to Xerdov once again for providing the base code and the idea. If you want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.